Roleplay After Dark is for adults.
We'd be dropping F-bombs and G-dangs and all other kind of language.
Before we play, we put our kids to bed. You should too.
All right, welcome to Roleplay After Dark. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition real play podcast. My name is Nick Kaltenbach, and I will be your dungeon master.
My name is Robin Kaltenbach. I am going to be playing character Amber Hammersmith. She's a dwarf ranger.
I am Allison, and I am playing Roland, the rogue tiefling.
I'm Thor Anderson, and I'm playing a Salem Saberhagen.
And Thor is his real name.
After recovering the legendary and now broken fist whistle, Amber, Roland, and I make our way back into Zerine. After taking care of things at the station and heading to meet the guys back at the Hogs Maiden, I discovered that they've been double-crossed by Dolan, the captain of the guard, who had them bound and was loading them to be taken to the station, citing the broken weapon. Will we make it out? Find out now in Roleplay After Dark.
The dust settles around your boots. The street is empty and silent after all the commotion of the guards leaving. Salem looks up, and he now is on the road, and he needs to get to the place to pick up his car.
The first place I go to is the carriage house, which is just outside the station. Right, precisely. It's like the carriage yard. It's got the barn for the horses and the carriages on one side, and then on the other side is the actual guard station, where like the archive and the briefing room and Dolan's offices and everything.
Okay, and so tell me how you approach this place. Like how quickly did you go? How are you approaching the situation?
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to be there. I just walk right up, and I actually here. I'm texting you. I walk into the green line on this. I just sent you a map of that, a picture of that map I made, the station. And I have in green is my entry route. I'm going to head down to the archive, give them my paperwork so that they can log it, and then give me my key for my cart.
Okay, so you look down at the voucher that you got, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on it, it's like a mechanic's receipt, so you can see like it's got like an order and everything that you need to get your carriage. You come up to the place, and the place that we're talking about right now, that's next to the essentially like the guard station, has a bunch of flags, like triangle flags on streamers, kind of like an old school 80s car dealership.
Okay.
And you see a wooden sign that says Fast Eddie's Carriage Dealership. So out front you see like a bunch of like really nice like black like royals type carriages that you would see like a bunch of princesses or something riding around in, and a little green goblin guy who's about 3 feet tall is like marching down in the middle of the lot, and he's wearing a purple suit with pinstripes, and
Okay.
he's just like walking around in the lot talking to the other goblins that are on the lot.
Gotcha, little lot goblins. I like it. I guess I would approach one of the goblins with my paperwork. No.
So you walk up to the goblin that you're seeing in the suit and like go to hand him the paperwork. He goes,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was working on this car. I've got it all set up just to the specifications for someone in your line of work.
Perfect, I appreciate it. Do I need to go through a checklist to make sure all the mechanical parts are functioning properly and keep track of the wear and tear on the vehicle?
Oh no, not at all. This is gonna be something that's yours to take care of. So it's you take care of all of the wear and tear yourself.
all right. So he leads you past the other cars that are in the front lot, and you see where it's like the nice princesses ones that you're seeing, and then it kind of gets into some more like businessy ones, like somebody might be a merchant or a salesman, and it's getting like a little bit like your mid-size, like a little bit lower class, and then you keep walking. Now you're in like, the something that the farmer would be able to buy, right? You're starting to see like the real bottom of the barrel of the carriage is, and you're going farther and you're going farther.
And
It's getting
everything's getting like a bunch more chop shoppy.
a lot more chop shoppy as you're getting into the back. And
The
now, and
gnomes over there have like sketchier facial hair.
yeah, they no longer have suits. You're starting to see that they're wearing like little goblin jumpsuits, and
Like
they're all
grease everywhere.
there's grease everywhere, right? And you're coming back, and he finally brings you up to this last one on the lot, and it's a red carriage with two horses in front, a brown horse and a painted like horse. And on the side of the carriage, you can see it's like a carriage where people can sit inside of it. It says Shaw's Chaws, tobacco for the ages.
I got a Shaw's Chaws cart.
Yeah, he goes,
What did I tell you? I've been working on this and I got it, and I think it's going to be perfect for somebody who's just getting started in with the carriage. You're learning how to use it.
How much is paint? You know what? Don't worry about the paint. I'll buy some in the future and take care of it myself if I have to. It'll be fine.
he says,
Okay, I'm going to need you to sign this paperwork here. Let me go ahead, and he pulls out a clipboard and starts flipping over some of the papers. As he's doing that, you hear some like static and some talking from a little like what looks like a pager or a beeper on his belt, and he like pulls it up and listens to it for a sec. Go ahead and roll a die 20.
A 19.
Nailed it. Okay. So you hear on the you can hear what's coming from this pager. There is commotion on what sounds like a radio, and it says like the prisoners escaped. The prisoners escaped. All hands on deck. Don't let anybody leave the city.
I'm gonna cast sleep on my gnome friend. 5d8. 8. 8. 6. 7. 5. I think that's 5d8.
Okay. And that I think if I counted that up correctly, that's going to do it. So what do? It's a touch, so you just like reach your hand out and put your hand out on him, or is it like a spoken thing?
Yeah, the way I'm thinking about it, it's a spoken thing, so I think Salem just like he doesn't know what's really happening. He says like, "Time to take a nap, buddy," and puts one hand on his forehead, and then he puts the other hand behind his back, and then sort of like when he falls back, he just sort of eases him back behind a carriage, and then he jumps into the carriage adjacent to it, which is mine, on the paperwork, and I take off.
Okay. So you start like get the reins of the horses, and you go ahead and start trying to ride the carriage out of the dealership. Is that right?
Yeah.
When you go ahead and put the goblin to sleep, he just lights out, lays down, and you don't really hear anything. Like nobody in the dealership sees what you're doing. You're all the way in the back, and and again, you are supposed to be there. So when that happens, you're able to just start like rolling on by past the people at the front of the dealership. When you get up to the fence or to where you're about to leave, there's a little goblin there with paperwork, and he wants to check to make sure that everything was signed by Eddie before he releases the carriage.
And which was it? Was it not?
Let's see. I don't remember. Don't think so because he was in the middle of doing it when you were.
Oh, when
Uh,
his speech or stone of fire speech went off, right, while he was looking at the. Okay.
right. So,
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna need you to be able to show me the paperwork so that I can verify this carriage can go out of here.
I don't think you are going to need to look at this paperwork. I think everything's in order, he says.
Very nervously, and he casts Charm Person.
he got a natural one, so he goes.
Yeah, this looks pretty good. I don't really, yeah, whatever, boy. You just go ahead and get out of here. I got lunch to get.
Sounds good. I got a job to do. Thank you.
All right, so you go ahead and pull the horses out and start driving down the road, and you're passing by the like the guard station as you're coming out, and you're able to see that the paddy wagon that they had taken everybody back to the station is now out, and there's a bunch of people surrounding the area.
And I have to pass and I have to pass them in order to go where I'm getting to.
No, I'll go ahead and say that there are two ways to get out. So you can go ahead and take the opposite direction if you'd like and go in the opposite direction of the commotion.
Yeah, I'm gonna head in the opposite direction of all that nonsense, and I'm just gonna try and make the fastest, most quietest way to the inland road that I can now.
All right, so you were successfully able to avoid that interaction and are able to just start merging into the traffic and able to start looking like you're one of the people who's selling the goods and stuff that are coming in and out of the city, and you start making your way down or to the western exit of the city. You come across a uh, like a cadre of three guards, and they're like in a little rickshaw style setup. It's not quite a carriage where you could like get inside of it. They're all like on top of it, or not a rickshaw, but like a chariot type setup. So there's like a horse pulling it and three dudes in a cart behind it, and they're like almost kind of like in a police car. They look kind of like a police car. It's a fancy chariot that's got like the emblem of the city on it. And they come up to you as you're getting towards the exit of the city, and they say, "Hey, we're under order to not let anybody out of the city."
Um,
So as you are thinking about that, you're able to see a hooded figure sneak up behind the police officer that came out of the car towards you, and put his hand on the police officer, and the police officer just falls down as if he just completely lost the blood out of his head. You look up and you see your dad.
Dad, why are you here? You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be risking it like this.
Yeah, buddy, I couldn't let you. I've been hearing about what's going on, and I've got a lot to tell you, and I can't just let you go into this world without being able to guide you. So I'm here to help.
I wish you wouldn't had, Dad,
You see
but we
him.
don't have time. You gotta hurry. Get on now.
All right, so he goes ahead and hops on the chair, like the second chair. Now it is your turn, and you see there are those two guards. They're now coming towards you. So go ahead and roll initiative.
so 18 plus 1.
All right, so you get to react first. What is your first action? They are like basically standing to your right, let's say, and the gate to the city is directly in front of you.
I'm gonna sleep them.
Okay, go ahead and give me your 5d8.
6, 7, 1, 3, 6.
Okay, so you're able to sleep the one. The other does not go to sleep. And when he sees the friend next to him in the car pass out, he actually like catches him. So he is, I would say, disabled. You don't, I would need to worry about him. And your dad leans over and is like, "That's a good job, son. You did real good. Let's go ahead and you can go. Let's go. Let's go."
Thanks, Pa. No time to waste.
So you're able to get out of the city gate. You take the carriage and you're blowing past the dirt roads, and you're finally out towards where you're supposed to meet up with Amber and Roland. You are now in the dusty trail of a wagon, the paddy wagon that was meant to take you to jail. You're in the street above the Hogs Maiden. Amber, Taryn, and Roland have been left by Salem and are now walking back down to the Hogs Maiden to grab stuff to get out of town.
So the Hogsmeade is just straight ahead of us.
Yeah, it's just you guys just hop down basically into the like the shipping area, and then you can get back to the tavern.
Yeah,
Okay.
in game time, I think Nick said it was 30 seconds of paddy wagon roll time before you guys hopped out the back. So you're only 30 seconds down the road.
Well, I
We're
mean,
almost
this
there.
is already they already met up with you and you separated. So,
Oh,
well, let's
that's right.
yeah. So Taryn is like hikes up her skirt and starts hustling down the stairs and says, "Come on, we've got to go get the go bag. I know a secret way out of the city."
I follow her.
You get back into the Hogs Maiden, and you can see that the place, now that you've had a chance to like look at it, the place has totally actually been roughed up a bit. So some of the chairs are broken, and even though it looks like it might have been like a rough night, you can tell that it hasn't been that busy in a while. You get behind, or Taryn takes you behind the bar, and you can see her grab a little like pouch underneath the bar and tie it onto her waist, and then she motions you all down to the cellar. So she like opens a door and has you like follow her down.
We follow her into the cellar.
I say we should probably follow her.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
looks like it's been a rough night.
So as you start to get down into the cellar, you can start to smell and feel that it's a little bit darker. It's not the fresh sea air that you were getting when you were on the dock. This is like stale, like it's gone, just not quite right. And you see that there are some
The milk's
kegs.
gone bad.
Yeah, there's some kegs of ale and some different like breads and stuff like that she's been storing there. And she starts like lifting a huge barrel out of the way. So she's like
I
struggling.
help her move the barrel.
All right. Thank you so much. I really, we're going to get through this, but we just got to get to this next spot.
I totally understand. Let's just keep moving.
When you get the barrel out of the way, she has a secret hatch that she opens up and starts climbing down the stairs. So she's got like a little hatch that goes somewhere.
Is it dark in there? Should we light a torch?
It is dark. She doesn't have a torch at the moment, but she's going down the stairs.
All right, I light a torch. We follow her.
I'm with you guys. Also,
So we don't have Salem with us right now.
Right.
Salem's gone. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I continue following her.
So when you get down into bottom of the stairs, Amber has a torch, and you're able to see what kind of looks like you're connected into like a sewer system. So you can
Okay.
see that there's water going through the middle of the area, and there's a pathway straight from where you come down the stairs up the side of the sewer to what looks like a well. And to your right, you can see that there is a like pathway down into the sewer. Go ahead, and I would like each one of you to roll a die 20.
13.
I got a 6.
So this is a perception check. You have a skill on your thing for perception.
Yes, I do.
Allison, as soon as you get down, you motion to Taryn. You're able to see that there is bodies floating in the sewer.
Ooh, woof. All right.
There's a bunch of like, you can see that there's some freshly dead corpses, but then there's also like mixed with old corpses.
What?
Okay. Can I do a perception check for the room just to make sure that you understand what the heck's happening?
Yes, go ahead and give me a die 20.
All right.
Yes, okay.
19.
So you know that this sewer is connected to the rest of the city because you've been running these sewers for many years. And you never have seen, like, you've seen lots of old remains before, like you've come
There's
across
some new ones.
There's
new ones, are the
new
bad
ones mixed in with the water.
All
And
right.
as that happens, you start to see some of them move.
Oh no, zombies!
Oh, no.
They've started coming out of the water. So
Okay.
everybody go ahead and roll initiative. I'm going to give you girls all first one action that you can take before
Oh, no, I
your-
got a
before your
4.
turn. So you go first, you go second,
Okay.
and then Taryn goes after you.
Okay.
So you both have you all have a free action that you may do. There is a total of, you start to smell the leather as the ghouls come out of the water. Their hands first burst through the blackness, and they land slop, and you hear them crawling their bones against the cement as they crawl on. There are now a total of 6 zombies or ghouls on the plank in front of you. There's a mixture of dead old leather with old king swords from a century ago, and the drunk from the bar down the street last week.
I'm going to
Shit
cast.
stinks.
I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
I cast it, and then when I use my range weapon, it gives me a 1d10. He said I had one free action right now. That was my action, is to cast it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I
okay,
use my
good.
range weapon to shoot one of them.
So when you get when
Because
you take your
because
first
normally
turn,
my
you'll
short
get that.
bow is 1d6, but with this it'll be 1d10
No,
instead.
it adds an additional 1d10.
Oh,
if I
perfect.
understand
Okay, yeah,
correctly.
that's what I want to do. I guess it's
Allison,
not my
do you
turn.
have
Is it not my
anything that
turn?
you? What is the first action that you would like to do as Roland? You've got they're directly in front of you. Let's say stacked 2 by 2, shoulder to shoulder.
Boot one of them with my foot.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll. This is an unarmed attack roll, so it's 11 plus your strength, which is probably like a +0 modifier. Go ahead and look at your modifier for
attack.
Under strength. Yeah, it's actually a -1. So you miss. You boot kick one of them Spartan style,
no.
and your
Yeah.
foot just like whiffs in between the 2 by 2, and they keep
Squish.
marching towards you. So now
Straight better.
yeah. So now we're officially at the beginning of the initiative order, which is now Roland's turn, luckily enough. So you now have an opportunity to redeem yourself. What would you like to do next?
I'd like to pull my foot out of that personage, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to use. I do have a short sword. I would like to use my short sword.
Okay, so you are gonna pull out your short sword.
Yep.
That's actually
6.
going to take your turn, so that will be your turn.
All right.
You can have one action if you want to say something or do like a quick action, but drawing your weapon will be your turn.
Get fucked.
It's just slowly pulling out.
Yep.
You're gonna
As I'm
get
pulling my
so
foot out.
fucked up.
Get fucked. There's a little emphasis on the back end of that.
All right, it is now Amber's turn.
Okay, I'm going to use my crossbow and I'm going to shoot one of the guys.
Okay, that should be an attack roll if I understand correctly.
So the thing is 1d6.
No, you need to give me an attack roll. So this starts with a die 20.
Okay.
And then we're going to see if you hit first.
3. Uh-oh.
3, which is not going to be good enough. So
Oh, no.
you fire off a crossbow, but you don't land a hit. It skitters off in between the ghouls. It is now
Okay.
Taryn's turn. You see that in her advantage, she pulled out her knife that she had on her belt. She hits. All right, so she comes up to the one that's in the front of the line and stabs it right in the chest, but it doesn't kill it. It keeps moving towards her. They try to attack her because they are closest to her now at this point. All right, and so they're able to like paw at her and like roughage her a bit, but they're not. They haven't hurt her seriously. Now we're back in the top of the order. We're at Roland. It is your attack turn now. You can attack with your sword if you'd like.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and give
so
me a die
it's
20.
6, right?
Yep.
All right.
Well, no, first give me your die 20 because you got a few hit with the.
11.
You do not.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying. This is better than the one.
You're in there with your sword. You're like swoosh,
Yeah.
swoosh.
Trying to hit that meat.
It is Amber's turn.
All right, I'm gonna try to hit him with my hammer. Or no, well, yeah. So my since I don't have that halo thing anymore, I'm gonna use my warhammer. Can I if I switch my warhammer, is that a turn?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm gonna shoot him with I'm gonna shoot him with my short bow. I'll try for my short bow again. I got a 19.
Okay, that's a hit.
Got 3.
Oh, perfect. So you shoot the one that's fighting with Taryn right in the neck, and it falls off into the water.
Take that, slime bucket.
Commit to it.
Take that, slime bucket.
All right. It is now Taryn's turn. She is free to be able to attack the next zombie, but is not able to land a hit. That takes us back up to Roland. Go ahead and give us another attack with your sword. It does not, unfortunately.
7.
You're sitting there, you're dancing around them. You're like, on guard, repose.
The glitter cannons are going off in different directions, and they're not hitting.
Now, Amber.
All right, I'm gonna shoot him again. Ooh, I got a 9.
Okay, plus your strength. Wait, no, it's dexterity for this weapon.
So I got a 10.
Okay,
Is
that
she
does not hit.
proficient?
Proficient with
That
what?
you add your proficiency for that.
That's what he said.
Plus
Yeah, I'm
2,
pretty
so
sure you
10,
add your
11.
You add your proficiency to hit, but not to damage.
You're right. So how much did you roll again?
I got a 9.
Plus your proficiency bonus.
Would be
2.
2 more. So 11.
11 plus your dexterity.
Plus 1. So 12.
That hits.
Okay.
All right, give me some damage.
I got a 9.
No, that's
No, a 6. I got a 6.
Okay, so a similar thing happens. You are able to wait. Are you using a crossbow?
I'm using a crossbow.
If I'm understanding correctly, you need to reload your crossbow every other turn. You need
Okay.
to shoot, then spend a turn reloading.
So if that's the case, can I switch instead to my Warhammer?
Perfect. So you spend the turn switching to your warhammer.
Yes.
That makes us takes us to Terran.
Before we leave, though, I have to get my bolt back, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I just assume that you do that. You're fine.
Okay.
I think the rule is you can only reclaim half of your expended ammunition if you want to be a stickler.
Uh-huh. Okay. Terran is now deep in it, knife fighting style, with the next set of ghouls, and is giving little tiny cuts on arms as she's like fighting through the group of zombies. That brings us back to Roland. It is your turn.
Let's pray to God I can get this. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. I'm really trying. 3. Of course.
Here, let's switch you out. Here, take this die. Roll it again.
5. It doesn't
Ain't
help.
your day. All right, so more dancing, very fancy work, very fancy footwork, but no connections.
I'm trying.
I got a 14.
14, you're hitting. Ooh,
And I switched it over to my Warhammer, so now I
Right.
have a 1d8, which is this one, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay.
double pyramid.
I got a 3.
3.
Yep. 3.
Okay, so you were able to hit another one that's next to Terran in the battle, but it is not seemingly disturbed by your actions. It takes it. That takes us back to Terran. Terran misses, so she's now in the middle and getting a little bit worn from the actions that she's been taking. This takes us to the ghouls.
It's like she's getting tired.
One of them is able to
Ooh, good.
scratch her. Ooh. So
Yeah.
one of them is able
Scratch her.
to actually bite her
Uh-oh.
and gets a really good bite in her forearm.
Uh-oh.
And it is now Roland's turn.
You gotta protect your girl.
Yeah, I'm tired of this. I gotta protect my bitch.
All of a sudden, the man side of Roland comes out.
Oh, I gotta...
Then he starts talking like this, brother.
He untucks and he goes to
get
town.
a 6 though. What's this hoe? How's she doing?
So you're not able to land on the zombies that are attacking her. It is now Amber's turn.
Okay.
Can I use my turn to do a cure wounds on Terran?
You may.
Okay, so it's 1d8. Do I have to do a d20 to see
Help
if I
my girl.
do it successfully?
Let's see here. Just a sec. Is Cure Wounds a touch?
Cure wounds. Touch, range, 1 action, duration instantaneous. A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equals to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This
If I
spell
understand correctly, in order for you to do this, you would incur an attack of opportunity. So you would get attacked by the zombies that are closest to her,
Okay.
but you would be able to heal her.
But then that would just
Can
put
I
us in the
randomly
same
roll to
boat.
help and save, even though that I am assuming it's probably going to not be a good idea?
Well, it's not your turn at the moment.
Okay, so never
I wish I
mind.
knew the rules on reactions.
Maybe I'll wait until we're done with the battle, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use my warhammer to try and hit one of them.
Okay, give me the roll.
I got an 18.
That's a hit.
I got a 2.
That's good because you had already been fighting one, and so now you're able to kick off another one. So there's only 3 left. One currently grappling with Terran.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, it's actually her turn. Okay. So what you start to see are green veins starting to pop up in Taryn's neck,
Uh-oh.
and her eyes start to fluoresce like the sun.
Baby girl.
And vines start to shoot out from her feet and fingers and grab the other 2 or 3 zombies that are left
My goodness.
and entangle them in a web of vines and sewer sludge and tie them to the wall. They're like tied up onto the wall as if like they're duct taped.
She's not going to be a Ninja Turtle, though, right?
No.
Okay.
So when this is done, now all of the ghouls are just sitting there
Against the wall.
against the wall.
Is she just holding them there, or is she turned toward us now?
Quickly, let's go. We've got to run.
Oh, so she's normal.
Yep. So
Okay.
she goes over to the well where at the end of the corridor that we had come down to now, and what you see is a well. And when you look down, it's just black. You don't see anything. She picks up her skirt, throws one leg over, doffs her hat to you, and falls back into the well.
Oh my goodness.
That's a little weird, I will say. Suspect.
She's
where'd
never
she go?
shown Roland this before. Roland's never seen the secret
Yeah,
passage before.
I'm not. This is
Do we jump?
all this is making me a little uncomfortable, but at the same time,
I don't know where we go from here.
A little
like-
horny too.
Yeah, let's jump.
Got me freaking horny, dog.
Oh
All
my
right, we're
gosh.
jumping in. We're jumping in.
This is when he talked about this
Who goes
vines
first?
exploding. I wanted to make a tentacle hentai porn joke, but I just couldn't think of one.
Where is everything going? We don't know. Doesn't matter.
Who goes first?
I definitely am. I'm gonna do a swan dive.
All right, so your character Roland goes ahead and his dainty little shirt.
Should I
his
roll
shoes,
for my swan dive to see
how
I land?
swanny it is? Yes, go ahead. This is going to be an acrobatics check.
2.
Oh no!
So
Yay!
you step up to the ridge of
Belly
the well.
flop.
You raise your arms up, and as you're raising your arms up to swan dive in, you literally just slip right in and fall, pencil dive down. So what you experience as you fall is you're falling and falling and falling until eventually you land. And it's,
Oh, I don't like that.
and it's just soft and like squishy. You don't know exactly what you're in, but it's like
It's
black.
not
Swisheroo.
water.
So
You just know when it's not
we done
water.
Land now.
And now you can see there's a tunnel of light in front of you.
Yeah, that was the tentacles.
They pushed me up to
I
the
mean,
land.
That's not water.
Oof.
So if you go towards the light, your character starts to walk, and it feels very like, I don't know, like numb when you're touching things. You're feeling like you're kind of like in a cramped space and you're crawling through a tunnel. And as you continue to get closer and closer to the light, it starts to turn into dirt, and you're grasping at dirt and clawing at dirt as you claw your way out.
Okay, so we got some Alice in Wonderland shit going on here. I'm trying to crawl out of a hole.
And eventually, when you get to the light, you can see that you're actually crawling out of an old broken tree stump, the tree that you were originally intending to
Alright.
meet.
Crawling out of a hole.
Yeah,
It's
so
not the
this is
first
the-
time I've had to do that.
This is the tree that you intend to meet Salem at.
Whoa, we're in the oak. So she took us like, wow. That's awesome.
So Salem, Amber goes ahead and follows. Then
Yeah.
you don't hear nothing, so you jump in.
I just jump in. But there's no splash.
That's not water.
That's not water.
So when you get out, you can see that Taryn is now like using a shovel to dig up like a pile of dirt, and she's like starting to pull a bag out of from under the ground, and it's like looking through all the stuff that she has.
I ask her if she's okay.
Yeah, dear, I'm fine. I'm just needing to make sure that I've got everything I need.
So what was up with that with your hands shooting out? What was up with the vines coming out of your hands?
I am a spirit of the forest. I communicate with the force of earth and attune to the magical spirits.
Little sus.
Roland, did you know about this?
Yeah, no, this was never. I would have actually could have been useful in other ways.
I'm sorry, Roland. It was a whole different life ago, and I just wanted to get away from that life. I'm sorry.
That's fair. You're still cute.
So
Is
I'm gonna
that her
pause it for a minute.
previous life as a tentacle porn star?
It totally was.
He keeps trying to make tentacle porn happen. It's not gonna happen.
God damn it!
That's at least a 10th level scene.
You can't blame a guy for trying.
Do you know what where those zombies came from?
No, I don't know exactly what was causing that. I know that the city is connected to all sorts of old things from the previous city that was underneath. And I know that they do burials down there, but there was death and destruction from right now. Who killed those people? I don't know. Dolan.
Was she with us? She wasn't with us when she didn't see what happened to my hammer. But she says she's a spirit. She's a thing of the spirit.
She just said that she's tuned with the nature. She's a druid.
Do you know? We saw a forest goddess. And she died in front of us. We were in a tree. Does that ring a bell? A forest goddess in a tree who might have passed away? If you're a druid, did you feel anything?
I felt when the forest took that hit, and I just couldn't stomach it. I know that something terrible has happened to the magic on this planet, and I'm already starting to feel really scared.
Do you have any ideas of how we can fix it or what we can do? Do you know anything about the fist whistle? Have you heard of the fist whistle?
The what, dear?
My family's legendary hammer, and I pull it out and like show her the pieces.
Is this your dildo?
No.
Be honest though.
Okay, so when you pull out the fist whistle, she puts her hands over it and starts to feel it and closes her eyes. And then she looks up and she says, "It's not a magic that I'm familiar with." As this conversation is going on, I want each one of you to roll a die 20.
Yeah, 7.
8.
All right. So none of you are able to really hear anything until they're essentially right up on you.
Mm-hmm.
And you see coming into the clearing from down the road a carriage coming up to you. It's got 2 figures in the front of the carriage, and it's got 2 horses drawing it, and they're coming straight towards you.
I scurry up in the tree. We got a higher vantage point.
Oh, I will totally go up in a tree. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so all of the party starts to retreat off into the just the trees that are next to the stump you came out of. And you see the carriage come up closer, and as it gets close enough to be able to make out the figure, you see Salem is actually in the passenger seat, and he's next to a man who's driving the carriage. Or wait, no, Salem, were you driving the carriage?
I don't think we actually discerned who was driving in the carriage, but I think I would be fine if the other person was. That's it.
No, you were driving when you met. Yeah, so let's do that. You were driving.
Oh, that's right. Actually, yeah, that's right. I was in the driver's seat.
So you see Salem corral the wagon around the tree stump, and he's driving a carriage that says "Shaw's Chaws, tobacco for the ages." I think is what it was.
It sure was.
Shaw's Chaws, tobacco for the ages.
Wait, that's what it says on it?
Mm-hmm. It's like a wagon. It's like
chowsing it up, yeah.
Like a Wells Fargo style cowboy carriage
Can we
where
roll
you can
to throw
get in.
some stuff out in front of this wagon to maybe impede its progress?
Well, it's got Salem. Salem's your
Salem.
friend. Yeah,
He's
you
our
know
friend.
your friend.
Okay, so I come out of the tree and I drop down, kind of in front of. I assume they come to a stop at some point.
Yeah,
right
so
in
you
front.
stop right next to it, and then they kind of
I jump out of the tree.
All right, so Salem, now you're able to see out of. Go ahead and give me a die 20, Thor.
Yeah, right away.
Let's see if you see them.
It's going to be a 4 plus 1 perception, 5.
So seemingly out of nowhere, you see Amber out of the trees come down, boom, and give you a superhero pose. And you didn't not see her at all. She just completely showed up out of the tree line. And she lands right in front of you.
I
Does he
like
run me over?
No,
what
he was already stopped.
Oh,
what happens, I think, is like Salem doesn't know what's going on. He just hears this stuff transpiring and raises his crossbow, and as he looks, he recognizes Amber and like stops like with his crossbow halfway cocked in his arm.
All right, perfect.
we both. I have my crossbow. You have your crossbow, and we both point crossbows to each other.
You can't just sneak up on a guy like that. Come on now.
The character that was with Salem comes up and says, hey, hey son, it's gonna be fine. This is your friends. Is this the one that you've been meeting with?
Yeah, Pa, this is them. I was on a mission to help Amber, as you know, try and find the weapon. We found it, but it was broken, and for some reason, Dolan's very upset and wants us all arrested, or wants them arrested for it unjustly.
Yeah, buddy, I've been hearing about that. I've been actually listening into the background, and let's go ahead and let's try and get out of here. Let's get somewhere safe, and we can all catch up.
Sounds good. Jump in, guys. We gotta hurry.
Jump
Salem, you
in.
trust this guy?
It's my dad. Come on.
All right, well, let's go, dude.
When Roland asks Salem whether or not he trusts Salem's dad, the guy looks over at you and he's like, "Come on,
Gives me the
buddy.
stanky.
You can trust me."
Like, I like this guy.
He like gives you like a little like, "I'm all right."
Like
And then-
cautious. I like that.
And then so he goes ahead and hops up in the front seat and he takes the drive of the carriage. So you guys you can either get into the back of the carriage and like so it's like a cowboy carriage. You
It's
can either
gonna
get
be
in the
weird
back
if I
or-
sit on top.
It's like I am
You can sit wherever you want.
All right, I'm sitting on top.
I'm assuming it's sort of like a bench seat type deal up front with like a wooden box behind
Yep.
it.
Yeah, enough for
essentially.
like 3 or 4
I
people
still
in
want
the
to sit on
front.
top though. I prefer the top.
Yeah, and then like maybe 4 in the back or something like that.
Yeah.
I just get in the back.
Okay. As Taryn is getting into the carriage, you see her like look over at the wheels and look over at Salem and say, "You got that company promotion, or you got that company promotion, huh?"
Just in time, and it came at a heavy price.
All right. And with that, she gets in the carriage, and and Salem's dad whips the horses, and you're off, and you start making your way down the road. When you start hitting the road, you can hear Taryn. She speaks loud enough so that you can all hear her, and she says, "Dolan's been working with the elves."
Working with the elves? What does that mean?
My family always says you can't trust elves.
The elves infiltrated the city. They have complete control over the entire city guard.
I see, but why would they want anyone arrested over an object like the fist whistle?
Dolan was saying that there's big things coming down, that there's going to be a new age of the elves. After a little bit of driving, you're able to find a clearing, and you can see that Salem's dad is kind of like looking for a particular location as he's riding the carriage down the road. And he finally seems to find what he's looking for, pulls the carriage off of road, and you can see that he's able to kind of like slip in between the trees.
Hey, Dad, where are you leading us? Where are we going now?
Well, Betty, I've been expecting this for a little while. I've been hearing the rumblings of what's going down with Dolan, and I've got a little bit tucked away here in the forest just in case something had happened, a rainy day fund.
It's good to have an emergency plan. Good thinking, Dad.
He hits the brake on the carriage right as he say that, and hops down and starts like pulling what looks like a bunch of different bushes, but it's actually just like a woven blanket, and starts to like pull it up over around the carriage.
Sweet, one of those elven
what are we
cloaks.
No, this is like a ghillie suit. Like he made this.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like he pulls the blanket over and it looks like a bush or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but the non-magical. I guess. Hey, let's go with the magical version. Let's recut that.
It's his fantasy, right? Come on.
As he throws the camouflage over the carriage, it's like just a tapestry, and then as it hits the carriage and lands, and like the air settles out up from underneath it, it slowly starts to take the shape of just like a tree that would be, or a bush that's there. So after that happens, you can see Salem's dad start taking a section of earth and starts like scooting it over with his feet, and opens up what's like a trap door that leads to a staircase just underneath some dirt.
Salem gets down on his hands and knees and starts helping.
All right, so just like that scene in Terminator 2 where they are getting in. They're in Mexico, and they get to like that underground weapons cache.
Mm-hmm.
He opens it up, and it looks like basically like a steel container on the inside. And
Oh.
there are potions and weapons, and they all look like police standard issue like type stuff, and they're all like mounted up on the wall.
Oh yeah, Dad, you got the good stuff.
I'm like, what were you planning?
We're planning for anything.
Hey guys, I mean, you know how often sometimes things that are crazy can happen around here. Just, in my lifetime, I've had, 3 earth shatterings, 4 coming of ages. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for these things.
No one likes
How
to
old
get
are
old.
you?
I get it.
That was just last week.
Oh,
Just like you always taught me, Dad.
they don't suspect Salem. You're not suspected. The guard isn't concerned about you, right? Nobody's
Right,
questioning you.
that's
They just
right.
gave you a company vehicle, right?
Well, actually, when I was
Salem
in the
and his dad look back and forth at each other a little bit like eyes to eyes.
Oh no, what'd you do?
Bitch,
What'd you
better
do?
not have.
well, when I was in the carriage dealership with the gnome salesman gentleman, his Farstone or Stone of Far Speech started going
Buddy,
off.
I hate to interrupt you. He was goblin. He was a goblin.
Oh, I don't even know what I said.
No, it's fine. You're doing great, son. You're doing great.
Thanks, Dad. Anyway, this gnome, his Stone of Far Speech started going off, and I heard that they were locking down the city, no one in or out. So I immediately, I'm not sure how it happened, but I was able to put the gnome to sleep by thinking about it, and then I jumped in the carriage and got away as fast as I could.
When did your dad show up? Has your dad always been here?
Well, I was almost out of the city, clean getaway style, and then a small battalion of guards came up, and just in the nick of time, my father leapt out from nowhere and helped me. It was so unexpected.
So when Thor says that, Salem says that. Salem's dad says that, buddy, I've been hearing about your problems that you've been having, and I think that I can kind of understand. Salem, it sounds like your body's going through a lot of changes. You've been having lots of feelings you don't know how to deal with.
Well, Dad, I don't know what's going on. A lot of strange things are happening, and I don't know what is happening. I just know that I am scared.
Aw, you're just having a moment. That's just so sweet and touching.
We are here for you, though, Salem. I just want you to know that.
That's fine, buddy. Everybody has this happen. It's fine. You're having changes happen in your body. I think that I can help give some answers to you and help you with your problem. He motions everybody around a camp like stove that he's got at the other end, and he starts like making a pot of tea or like a pot of water. He's like starts boiling some water, and he says, "Come sit. I'll tell you all about it." Salem, have I ever told you how I met your mom?
No, you just said that she disappeared when I was shortly after I was born. I don't know.
I think that it's finally time. I gotta tell you the truth. Many years ago, about 20, 25 years ago, how old is Salem?
20.
So, about 20 years ago, I was at battle in the North expedition. We were in the shit. There were elves everywhere. There were drows everywhere, and there were spells going off. And I just turned around, and there was a fireball the size of a basketball hit me right in the face. The lights went black. That's the last thing I remember. And all of a sudden, I felt the dirt and the earth, and I started sinking and sinking. And the next thing
My lord, Dad, what happened next?
when I opened my eyes, I was underground, and there was a tree, a crystal tree, growing underneath the ground, and it was so bright. And I had been wounded, and there was a woman there, a beautiful woman there, and she was tending my wounds.
Yeah, she was.
Well, it was the weirdest thing. She told me that there was a darkness coming in the future, and that if I didn't bang her, then it was going to be the end of the world.
Aw, Dad, come on.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So we did it. I was so bad wounded from battle. She was taking care of me for for months.
She was taking care of him for months.
Okay, Dad. I got it. Thanks.
Every position. We were on the fountain. We were on the couch. We were doing it. She, So after this happened, eventually, you were born. Now she warned me that the place that where she was at, she couldn't leave. So she melded her spirit with Salem in order to be able to help guide him.
If that's true, where is she now?
And you dumbass.
She's in me?
She'll always be with you. And when he says that, he takes a necklace out from underneath his shirt and he hands the necklace to you. And it's got like 2 concentric circles with some dots on it and like a star in the center of it. He says, "Buddy, this was given to me by her. She said that if I had this, it would always give me good luck. And that when the time was right, you would need it."
That actually makes so much sense, Dad. I know you've always said that she disappeared and she wasn't there, but I could feel her out there. I don't know how. But now I know that she wasn't out there. She was in here.
She said that the place that she was at, she had been trapped. She had been trapped. She didn't explain what it was that had caused her to be trapped there.
Interesting. You don't know anything else about this place.
Do you think the hammer, the fist whistle, could unleash her?
Maybe helping fix it.
Could we use the hammer to release her, to free her?
I couldn't tell you. I'm a soldier. Once this happened, I took care of Salem. I took him to Zerine, and we took care of him. And I tried to set him up and put him in his best position to be able to be the man that he needed to be when this challenge occurred. But I'm a simple man.
Was this planned?
I don't think any of this.
When you say
planned.
this was planned, what do you mean?
Like, did you know that this particular instance was coming or going to happen?
Yes, when I was wearing that necklace, I was every once in a while able to see flashes of scenarios where I would need to, to get you, Salem, so that you'd be here for this event to happen.
Where do we go from now?
So, Salem, what do you think?
Do you put on the necklace?
Yeah, I think Salem puts on the necklace when his dad gives it to him.
As you put on the necklace, you feel like a guitar that's out of tune when you slightly adjust the peg.
Right, like the wah 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 wah.
Yeah, the frequency has now come back into a harmony. You can feel it racking through your whole body.
Oh, when it goes from out of tune to being in tune, and it's like wah 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 wah, and it, like the tones line up or whatever.
Correct, and as this happens, you can feel almost like you're vibrating at the similar frequency to the room that you're in now. You feel more connected to the room and everything around you.
How do you feel, Salem?
Like I got some
What do you feel?
stat bonuses. Come on, come on.
What you're getting now is a spell focus. So this is how one of the ways that you cast your spells. Like instead of components and things like that, this necklace is basically your link to your magic powers.
And it's like helps me channel my mom or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
That when after he hands you the necklace and you kind of like have a moment where you're noticing this happen to you, your father says, he looks down at your shoes and he goes, "What are those?"
What are those?
Oh yeah, my fly kicks. You like those, huh, Pops?
Yeah, buddy, I do. Those are great. They're great for an elf. But
what do you mean? What are they? What do they do?
Those kicks are for actually to help you be a lot quieter. Those are boots of elven kind. If you wear them, they make your footsteps silent.
They're like fate mithril.
Like this dandy gentleman over here, he looks like he might need some boots that might make him silent, if you understand what the DM is telling you.
I might. I don't know.
All right, Dad. I guess I can give him the shoes. Gosh, it's just like getting bullied when I was a kid. Come on.
And Salem takes off the shoes and gives him a fucking Roland.
So, Roland, now you have shoes that make your feet silent when you're wearing them.
Salem, I'm very happy that you have given me these shoes. And I
Yeah.
that I'm excited about them. So Thank you for the shoes.
Go ahead and roll one. Let's see how you look at them.
18 fly shoes.
When she puts them on, you can just see her like pull the back on, and it's just like crisp. You can feel that foot like hit the heel, and it fits.
God,
so
they're
good.
even flyer on him. Son of a gun.
I very much do appreciate them.
Son, I got just the thing to make it up to you. He takes a cloth off the wall and unveils a crossbow, and it looks similar to yours, but it's like a standard issue crossbow from the Zerine, and it got a pump action on it.
Ah, sweet. That's awesome. How many bolts can you fit in that thing?
Buddy, you're just gonna have to find out. And he
Alright.
picks it up and tosses it over to you.
I catch it and I cock it back and I look through the barrel and I like make sure all the stuff is straight and I just like get a hard on just like a rock.
Oh, yeah, Dad. That feels good.
I turn away. I look away.
That sounded so awful.
I know you're going through changes, but that's weird.
It sounded exactly like
freaking
I
weird,
think you
bud.
wanted it to.
Actually, no, I had thought about that coming out way differently, but I think I couldn't have planned it better.
Yeah, that's a good question, Amber. Dad, what do you think we should be doing from here? Do you know what we should? Do you know anyone that can help? Amber, didn't you say that your grandfather might know something about how we could repair the fist whistle for you?
He does know many legends. We should go. We should ask.
What do you think, Dad? Do you have any leads that might be closer or better?
Son, I'm just here to help. I just, you're doing such a great job, and I wanted to, meet your friends, and they're all so nice.
Thanks, Dad. I appreciate that.
Hey, buddy. So it sounds
Is he
like
gonna help though? I guess that's.
He
main
knows lots
focus.
of our legends, so he might know more about the fist whistle. He might have old tombs and texts or tomes. Not tombs.
Hot and has
tomes.
books. Let's get it.
you're saying I
Alright.
get to meet one of your friends' dads. That's great. Do your friends staying over? This will be great. This will be like a
His name is
sleepover.
Onyx Hammersmith.
Onyx Hammersmith.
Nice.
That's my new porn name.
There you go.
I called it.
Onyx Hammersmith.
All right, so everybody's been camping in the underground cellar, and bright and early, first thing in the morning, you hear Salem's dad. What is Salem's dad's name? I was
Comes
thinking
across as
something
like a
plain,
Rick.
like Stan Denton.
That's
Stan.
funny.
I was like Rick.
I was thinking either Sam or Reggie.
That actually kind of sounds like a superhero name.
What about Reggie Saberhagen?
I don't know. I like Sam. Sam Saberhagen.
Jerry.
Yeah, okay.
Samuel.
Jerry.
What about Samuel? That's kind of old manish. Samuel.
Yeah.
Sammy Saberhagen.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I do as well.
Sammy Saberhagen's got some gusto to it, I feel.
It does, and it invokes a lot of emotions. Like when you're thinking about it, you're like, "Oh, this man probably wears sweatpants, right?"
Wake up, boys and girls. It's time to eat breakfast. We've got a full day of adventure in front of us. Salem,
I put all these fans in myself.
Oh, wow, Dad, you made sausage and eggs and everything for everybody. It's wow.
It's been dehydrated. Yeah, buddy, it's been dehydrated for about 5 years, but it's still good food. It's still good. We rotate it out.
And nothing wrong with a little MRE action, Dad.
Thanks, Mr. Saberhagen.
I'm still thinking about it.
All right, and so after you guys eat, he starts. Sammy starts packing up his stuff and getting ready
Sammy
to go.
and Salem.
Yeah, he goes ahead and goes up to the cart, the carriage, and starts taking off the protective blanket that he put over it. Everybody, go ahead and roll a die 20.
One.
I got a 2.
19.
Oh, thank goodness Thor's here.
So, Roland, for some reason, we don't even know why, is still in the
He
crawl
doesn't know
space
either.
or the
He's back
bunker.
down to the cache, yeah.
And he's back down in the bunker, and he's like trying to get his pants on, but they're like so tight that he falls over because you.
I'm trying.
But-
they fit yesterday.
As you guys are hearing this, like sad, like Roland is like, Ah!
I think Allison should be making those sounds.
Oh yeah.
Well, perfect.
As you're hearing all of that, Salem, you are able to see back down the direction that you came from a group of people coming down the road. Because the fact that you got a 19 on your roll, you're able to see that it is 4 elves and 2 centaurs marching in a military style formation coming down the road.
Hey, you guys, hurry. Let's get the cover back over the cart and jump in the cash fast. Go, 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 go. Come on, go, 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 go.
Everybody
let's
give me
go.
a die 20 roll.
Roll 13.
13.
I'm running. Yes.
Salem.
17.
That's funny. Okay. So you are all able to get back, and at the last minute as you're getting back into the cache, your dad remembers. He goes over the carriage, tosses the blanket back over, football slides back into the door for the cache, and is like closing it where he's able to slowly like peek out of it. And you're able to see that as they're like marching by, they're like looking around but not looking carefully, and they've got like marching orders, so they're like directly going from somewhere. Or going somewhere. They're not just like here by accident. They're in like a military style walking formation.
Perception to see if I can't tell what they're saying to each other specifically. An 11 plus 1, 12.
To you, yeah, it just kind of sounds like aimless chatter.
Okay.
I rolled a 20. Or I rolled a 17 plus 3, which is 20.
So Salem is able to, or Amber, excuse me, is clearly able to hear that they are just bantering to each other, like saying jokes as they're walking, like, you know, you Cornswoggle, you actually were supposed to do dishes twice last night, and you know that kind of shit.
So they're just like
And
they're
you
going
didn't.
for a walk.
Well, no, I mean they're just they are clearly marching somewhere, but they're also like just shooting the shit. They're not like talking about you.
Okay. Have they passed, or they're still here? They're just hanging out.
So yeah, at the moment, I figured I was acting as if they were passing you, like at this exact moment, to give you a chance if you wanted to do anything.
I think we just wait him out. And
Yeah,
wait for
I'm
him
just
to
gonna
get
let him
farther.
pass.
Yep.
So that's how that event goes. You're able to see that the centaurs slowly go off in the distance as their horse butts go away, and you guys start going out and getting the carriage ready for your next part of the adventure.
That's gonna come up next up.
Love watching them walk up, but I love watching them walk away. You said it was like their horse butts.